Hello everyone from the Martin Centre. We're here at the EPP Congress in Bucharest, where I'm joined by the Irish Prime Minister, Leo Varadkar.
Hello.
Mr. Prime Minister, thank you so much for taking the time. I was curious to hear your perspective on the transatlantic relationship. Obviously, Ireland is a key bridge between the EU and the US. As an English-speaking country, many American companies are domiciled in Ireland. So I wanted to hear your tips, perhaps, for a successful transatlantic relationship.
I think, first of all, we should never underestimate the importance of the Euro-Atlantic relationship for our prosperity and our security. History teaches us that when Europe and America drift apart, or when America becomes isolationist, that's never a good thing for Europe. And Ireland has a special role to play because of our shared history and culture, and the fact that so many Americans, about 30 million Americans, are of Irish heritage. And we just try to keep those links up and try to make sure that we understand each other and understand each other's concerns and needs.
Another element, I suppose, of the Euro-Atlantic relationship is Great Britain. It's also a key bridge between the two continents. How do you assess the EU's relationship between Great Britain and the EU, especially since Brexit?
Yeah, well, look, I still hugely regret the UK's decision to leave the European Union, and the European Union is not the same without the UK, but they've made that decision and we have to respect it. I think we're in a much better place now than we were a year or two ago. President von der Leyen and Prime Minister Sunak have agreed what's called the Windsor Framework, which is working very well. In Northern Ireland, which was against Brexit but had to leave the EU with the rest of the UK, the power sharing government is up and running again, so are the North-South cooperation institutions, and there's no hard border between North and South, which was crucially important. So things are in a much better place, I think, than they were a year ago. But I still hope into the future that Britain will want to have a closer relationship with the European Union again. The Trade and Cooperation Agreement, the TCA, or the comprehensive agreement that we agreed after Brexit, is up for review quite soon. And I hope that could be a trigger point for a closer relationship between the UK and the EU, economically, trade, security. But of course, that has to be something they want as well as us.
So as I said, we're here at the EPP Congress. It's a great place to meet other Europeans. It's a great place to exchange. It's also, I suppose, a great place to learn what's going on in other countries. What is something interesting that's happening in Ireland that you think other Europeans would benefit from knowing about?
Yeah, look, I've been attending EPP Congresses for over 20 years now. Started off as a Vice President of the Youth of the European People's Party. And what I've always found interesting is to compare and contrast political challenges, both in terms of policy and politics in different countries. One thing that's very different is the economic situation. Ireland has a budget surplus, and we're talking about how we can invest more in infrastructure, how we can reduce taxes, very conscious that other countries are in a different place in terms of their budgets and have very tight budgets, and sometimes are cutting spending because they need to spend more in defence. And that would be very different to Ireland, for example, where we have more money than we're able to spend, or we're able to spend it. But one thing that is now becoming more common in Ireland is the issue of migration, and properly managing and controlling migration is now very much a top 3 issue in Ireland, and it wasn't for so long. And I think we have to kind of learn from our European partners as to how to manage it better, and also how to speak about it in the right way, and crucially to never give in to populists or to try to follow the path of the far right, because we know that centre-right parties that have tried that haven't actually done well. People who want to vote for populists and racists will vote for the real thing.
Prime Minister, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for following. Please head to our social media to find all of our other content here at the EPP Congress in Bucharest.